Hey, it is April 7th, 2026. We are in beautiful Kirkland, Washington, and the song of the day is Cancer of the Skull by Cameron Winter. So I hope these cars aren't too loud. I'll do my best to keep them quiet. But yeah, we're just on a walk today. And I wanted to talk about something that happened last night to me. And that thing was waking up at 3 a.m. and not being able to fall back asleep, even though I really tried. I did all the right things and got an extra maybe hour of shut-eye. And the thing that makes this pretty painful is I quit caffeine around a week ago. I'm gonna switch hands here real quick. And I almost went back to it because of this. I mean, it's the perfect excuse, right? I got 4.5 hours of sleep, and that thing will lift me up. The caffeine will lock me in and keep me going. But it was more important to me that I kept my principle and my word. Sorry. It was more important to me that I kept my principle and my word than for me to have that caffeine and feel good. Because I know that small gives like that, I'll call them, just make things worse in the long run. And I didn't want to open up that door. And I mean, I couldn't really fully control that happening in the first place, me waking up. What happened was I ate around an hour before bed. I ate a pretty heavy and spicy meal. I cooked up some spiced up garlic butter shrimp, because we had to cook the shrimp, otherwise it was gonna go bad, right? It's just been in the fridge for a couple days. You gotta cook it. But that did not sit well, man. I'm not allergic or anything, but man, did not feel great waking up, because whatever, it could have been that, could have been something else. Either way, when I woke up, my stomach was hot feeling, inflamed, and my mind was going 1,000 miles an hour. I was trying to gauge how tired I was so I could see if I needed to go back out and be out of my room, because that's what you're technically supposed to do when you're having an insomnia episode. But my eyes were like this, just straight up, I couldn't, it was just I woke up after a full nap almost, feeling full sleep, and I couldn't fall back asleep. And I was really upset for the first hour. This was the one thing that I didn't do right. And now I'm missing half of my sleep because of it. I usually sleep 9 hours. And yeah, that upset me because I knew it would show up here and I would have to face the consequences of my Whoop ban. Have to be confronted with that reality rather than just say it's okay and move on. But part of the reason I'm talking about this today is because there is no other universe where this didn't happen. If it already happened, there's nothing I can do to change that it happened. It's already 11:30 noon right now. I got stuff to do today. I'm just on a walk, I'm chilling. It's a beautiful cloudy day, or partly cloudy day now. So day's getting a little better. But I couldn't control, I didn't choose to wake up during that time. And where I'm going with this is I took a moment to pause and say, hey, we're here. We can do the best we can with the given situation and information. and move on from there. Because realistically, I think the metric is like, for how many days the average person is alive, it's like 30,000 on average or something like that. Could be close, could be completely off, but let's just go with that for the example. Because I think it's 4,000 weeks, or that's the name of a book. Or I'm getting distracted. Sorry. But yeah, let's go with that. One messed up night, one ruin, doesn't mean that all 29,999 days of my average predicted life are forfeit. So I shouldn't be acting like it's that deep. Basically, it's just not that deep that I didn't get the best sleep. Rhyme all the time. But stuff happens. That's the nature of life. That's why all religions are around suffering. And because stuff happens, you just can't foresee it to the extent that it happens a lot of the time. The only thing you can really do is act in the moment or come up with a plan that will get you the best predicted result in a way that is sustainable and, I don't want to say future proof, but future ready would be the better terminology. I'm just going to turn the camera here because we got a bunch of cool little birds on these wood pieces. I don't know what they are. I think they're like cormorants or something. They're pretty sick. They're like black and they have like an orange bill and they're pretty big. They're like probably a couple feet tall. They're pretty cool. But yeah, future proofing, making sure that you can do the best possible thing in any given situation, I think is probably the best way to look at things when they happen to you that you can't control. And I know everyone says that, but there's a reason why spoken language, for example, has to go through the limbic system before it reaches the prefrontal cortex, excuse me. And when that happens, the emotions live in the limbic system, first of all. When that happens, the limbic system is the first one that gets to deal with the information. And that's not who we want to deal with the information to begin with. So that creates a problem in the human condition where something happens, emotions are the first thing to react to it. That's what reaction, like, we can't necessarily control our initial reaction to an extent because it goes through that limbic system. And then it reaches the prefrontal cortex and we can work with the information. So me not getting good sleep translates to I'm frustrated that I did what feels like everything else right, but this one thing ruined it all, let's say. That's one way of looking at it. And then it goes through the prefrontal cortex. And the prefrontal cortex says, yeah, this situation isn't necessarily desired, but it's the one we're in. So what can we do? But figure out either what we can do next time to prevent this from happening again, which is me being strict with not eating before bed, or just moving on in the moment. Nothing is that deep, especially not that. Like, the example problem I'm giving is, I'm only giving it because it's time relevant. There's a lot of other more serious issues out there, as I was saying. But this can be applied to just about all of them. There are some serious ones that come with like CPTSD and all that, which I won't touch that here. But I'm talking about like the minor ignorant, the minor inconveniences there. There we go. And with that, those happen all the time, every day. So it's the idea with the prefrontal cortex I talk about here is kind of a way of living to an extent, because they happen so frequently that the reaction ends up becoming habitual. So if you're always looking for the negative in something, then you'll get it. You'll get it just about every time. But if you were to look at the positive in the situation and focus on that, I mean, what do you get? It's the same thing. You get positive outcomes. I mean, like I said, there's things that you necessarily can't like control that happen to you. But when you look at it from the lens of, I guess gratitude would be the word, it makes it easier to deal with. Deal with as in emotionally and strategically. Because, I mean, you probably have to deal with it anyway. Hold on, look at this waterfall. This little baby waterfall. Pretty sick. I don't remember seeing that here when I was here last time. It's dope. We got this like little prairie behind us. We're on our way to go see some turtles. So keep watching or skip to the end. But don't skip to the end. But at the end of this walk, there's a bunch of turtles that sunbathe. Western spotted turtle. They have like red and yellow on the sides of their eyes, and they're like yay big. They're pretty cool. You'll see them in a second. Oh, there's a red-winged blackbird right there. I'm getting what feels like ADHD right now, but I don't even know if I have that. I probably do. But yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's like that way of thinking goes into everything, because you can choose to stay. Because it keeps you there. You ruminate when it's not something you want, and it makes you upset when you let the limbic system take over. Let's use the example of getting cheated on. Negative would be, which is gonna happen because it's such an emotional tie. I loved this person for such a long time, and this is what came of it, that I feel terrible. And I mean, this doesn't happen to me. I've never actually been cheated on yet. Hopefully not. Just putting that. But like, from when I've talked to people that have been, it's such a gut-wrenching thing. And I know a lot of people that have been ruined by things like that. I know someone who got really sick, and it basically completely like ruined their mental health, and they started to spiral into like niche subgroups of things. And it was kind of sad to see, because there were points where I was like kind of jealous of what all the stuff he had going on. He was jacked, he was smooth talking, he had some money from his background. And then he got ill, and he started to like have this like negativity aura about him. And then we ended up not really speaking after a long time of that. Like I kind of just slowly fizzled out and died. Not like the relationship with that person, but yeah, Like, when you let the negativity brew, that aura can be felt by so many people that you don't even realize it. And if you're someone who says that they want to make the world a better place and you do that, I'm sorry, but like, you're not a man of your word or a woman of your word, because you're not doing the main thing, which is treating people good. You're not. I'm sorry. And there are times where I don't do that either sometimes. And it's just like, I don't want to say it's just a human condition, but it's like, it kind of is. Like I said, it's the limbic system to the prefrontal cortex. It can be all just kind of boiled down to that. And that, having awareness of that is the first step, because that awareness allows you to act with more information, as I was saying earlier. We act on like the external surroundings and the information that we have. And that information of knowing that you can't necessarily control how the limbic system acts to an extent. You can do things like breath work and meditation to put your body in a more relaxed state where the emotions might be more of a chill. But I mean, how many people do you know do that? When you see like social media feeds and you go to the comments, did you consciously choose to do that? And then you just see all these people maybe clowning the person or just spamming weird things in there and getting thousands of likes, so it seems like there's some appeal to authority with it. A lot of people don't do this work where they actually process the negative information that happens to them. Information as in, like, me not maybe getting the best sleep, for example. I could choose to be a grumpy dude today, but I'm not gonna be that person because I don't want to be that person. That's not who I am. And who you are is backed up by the things you do in terms of a societal setting. So if you want to be that person who doesn't fold under the pressure of negative circumstances, of basically the stress test, then you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, like being uncomfortable. Yeah, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable in that moment. And well, there's a beautiful, it's springtime. Look at this beautiful tree. This is a cool shot right here. You gotta admit, that's pretty sick. Got the tree right here. All these petals in the ground make for a cool little color variation. But yeah, it's not necessarily a choice to an extent after a while. What I mean by that is, if you constantly default to the negative, then that's what you get, is you get the negative. And the negative is the negative feeling, the negative outcome, and the negative aura around you. But if you default to the positive, if you have that optimistic attitude that we all hear about online, for example, or we hear about in person, positive mental attitude and all that sorts, people don't tell you that it's work. It's serious work to be able to do that. It's hard to be able to be positive, in my opinion. I mean, some people have it easier than others, it feels like, but I know for me it's pretty hard. Default-wise, I'm a pretty negative person at times. And it can be hard to reconcile things that happen in a way that is appropriate for the situation. Oh, the turtles are here. We're almost there. But yeah, it can be hard a lot of the time. And I'm mainly yapping because I want to give the people that need to hear a reminder of this, which includes me, a reminder that there kind of is no other way to live than the positive if you want to have a good life. Because what else is there? You're going to be one of those people you see just complain about everything. You're going to be one of those people in the comments talking about like fucking Chris Brown or something. Like, yeah, he's a bad person, but like just constant negative energy around people. Especially right now with politics. Now is more important than ever. I'm surprised I didn't even talk about this yet. Now it's more important than ever to do this type of work because you need to be there for the people around you. It's kind of it's all of our social duty to make the world better, in my opinion. Because what else would we have if not the world? All right, we are at the turtles, and I think that's a great concluding point and moment. There are little baby turtles right there. Ooh, there's baby turtle. Look, one's about to swim up. There's one under that one, right there. This one's chilling with some grass on its back. Oh, this one's about to come up. He's trying. I hope the camera catches that one. I can't see it. Oh, he's gone. See? If that happens to you, you gotta make the most of it. See, he's going back up. Come on. Come on. See? Oh. Man, that was crazy. See? Don't give up. Be like that one right there. He's still going. Wait. Oh, he's looking for a new plan of attack. All right. I want to watch this one for a little bit. If he does anything crazy, I'll make sure to capture it. But if not, I may end the video here. I'll give it like 15 more seconds. He's going for it. He waits, he ponders. He climbs. He climbs. He gets closer and closer, but he slips. He tries from a different angle and he gets up. There's something in his way on his left arm. And he gets up. He gets up. And he makes it onto the log. I did not expect to have such riveting commentary for that. Holy. And relevant commentary, might I add. Look at this dude. He made it. You'll make it too. Lock in and stay tuned.